Hello, you probably heard the statement work-life balance of work-life harmony. The main reason we talk about both is because life and work must be aligned constantly. In a world that is fast-moving and moving hybrid too for many international workers, it is more important nowadays than ever to understand what this means for employers and employees. Today, I'm joined by Dina Salem, one of the digital transformation heads at Vodafone Intelligent Solutions, or Voice. Dina has been with Voice for over 25 years. We'll discuss how to promote and execute the right work-life balance to attract and retain women talent in large corporations. Good morning, Dina. Thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Good morning, Sabine. I'm really excited to have this session with you, and very delightful to be part of this series of successful women in the digital world.
Absolutely. And because we are talking about women in the digital world, let's start by putting some context and understanding who you are, Dina, as a transformation leader. I know you coordinate a lot of big teams around the globe to enable them to achieve transformation within your clients. Can you first share with us some unique successes on your transformation project to start inspiring all those women which are out there?
Actually, the transformation project that we had in Voice had a more broader audience or more broader team members to be part of it, because we also believe in inclusion. What we did is that we just made sure that it's not only focusing on male who's doing the job, it's finding the right female calibers to be part of that and put them on the table, because at the end, what we are designing is products for our customers. So you cannot exclude the woman from the design and just make it like male-focusing design-based products or process or journey. Because, for example, in Vodafone, our customers, they are households, they are females, they are working moms, they are young generation youth. So we have to make sure that the team who are designing the process and working on the improvement of the process already represents on the table, and they have the participation or their voice heard as well. In Voice as well, we apply the agile ways of working, which is very dynamic and flexible, that's based on iterations.
So to drive much better outcomes between project teams, which include men and women, to represent the end customer, actually.
Yeah. What's really very interesting also in Voice, that we operate from different countries. So we have very rich perspectives and insights because we have our teams within the agile format or the squad format. People come from India, Egypt, Europe. So it's really very rich experience, because these people are really very skilled and can project different perspective that will get better outcome at the end.
So combining this richness of culture and people to serve your client needs, it will be very helpful for you to tell us, how do you manage work-life balance amongst people in all those different countries, delivering for you and for Voice, Vodafone Intelligent Solutions, but also making sure that outcome is delivered on time, on budget, while often having family members and other contributors?
Yes, very good question, because this is the challenge that definitely most of the people are having now, especially within Voice, because I mentioned that we are operating from different countries. Different countries mean different time zones. So we shouldn't exclude anyone because of the time zones. And because, as I mentioned, that we operate in agile ways of working, there is something called the contract that the squad signs from the beginning. They agree on the working hours. They might decide to sign up all the teams, they agree on that about the working hours. Another thing is what could be improved as a retrospective as well is getting our customers part of this retrospective meeting, because they can tell us how can we improve, because We might think that we are doing everything right, but in reality, the perspective of the customer is different.
So you have touched upon so many different points around serving the customer right, making sure there is balance amongst team members. So what is your definition of work-life balance, Dina?
My definition of work-life balance, being in Vodafone for 24 years, and I have been through a lot of changes in my life. And I created my own reflection or understanding of what's work-life balance. And it's only me, Dina. If anyone can benefit from it, please do. But it doesn't mean that it's right for everyone. But it works for me. For me, work-life balance is beyond that, or this is how I reached to this definition. Work-life balance is work is what you signed up with your employer in the contract to deliver certain activities. Life is beyond that. It's what you signed up with yourself. And for me, life is beyond family and friends. It has to be matched and aligned with your values, your aspiration, your ambition, your priorities in life. If I want to describe it, what makes you feeling happy, successful, content, and feeling that you are really delivering on something. Mental life definitely is very important, but life for me, I reached to a point like life is world of opportunity. It could be opportunity for networking, opportunity for learning, expanding your social network, coaching opportunity. I really don't mind to work on Friday. Today is Friday. It's not working day in Egypt. But I decided, like, this is a very important video that I want to make for you, because we really want to encourage lots of women to see leaders in Vodafone and how they manage their career. And this is my passion, because also I am a woman in Voice Network Chair Lead, and I really want to encourage lots of women to come and be part of our community, because I believe in that. So it matches with my ambition, matches with my passion, what I want to achieve.
So first, thank you very much for joining me on a Friday, on a holiday. So very grateful.
It's a great opportunity that I cannot miss.
And also, I think when you look at the definition of work-life balance, the world is changing. And we need to be cognizant that to be able to be happy, we need to align what we do every day with what we like to do with our families. So this alignment is critical. And I'm doing quite a lot of work with executives around their personal identity to make sure that they make this alignment to do things like you do today, things you are passionate about, which is beyond work. Which takes me to a question around, so what are those examples and strategies you want to share with us? You said you have two great examples of how that was manifested for you, Dina.
Yeah, I will tell you two things that I consider a turnover or tipping point in my life that led me to this definition of work-life balance, because I told you I tested that, I experienced that, then I decided this is the right thing to do. So if I'm going to speak about work, for example, a few years back, when there was a big boom and movement towards the digital transformation and agile practices. But now with the digital transformation, you need to equip yourself with lots of skills. So what during my PD or performance dialogue with my manager, which is about work, what I signed up for is I did this and this, I did this. Then there is part related to personal goals. So I told my manager, look, I see my next step. I'm very good in this and this and this. You have my CV and record of success. I want to pursue the next step to excel in the digital transformation. This is the future. I have lots of good things and strength, but I still have areas of improvement that I want to do, so I can be ready for the next step when there is a need to do that. Because also it's very important to see how the world is moving around you. So one of the things, in order to be that, I thought that one of the things in order to be a leader in digital transformation is how to embrace the agile ways of working. So I did my homework, and this is very important, that you shouldn't wait for the company to move you from step 1 to step 2 or A to B. You need to, what do you want to achieve? Then you go with the proposal. So I prepared the proposal. I said, look, this certification, this training is available in these countries. It's in the UK, it's in the UAE, it's in India, it's in different countries. I guess India is the best place to go, because if it's accreditation body, the quality should be the same. I will just get the best instructor based on reviews. We have a center in India, we have a business in India, and I have my team in India. I'm traveling in India to see them. And the cost in this case will definitely be very less comparing to UAE and UK, and I will get the same outcome. And I was really determined that I will go and get the best outcome out of this journey. And she was very supportive, and she supported me on that, because she was convinced that based on my achievement and based on my aspiration and the good preparation that I did, she approved sending me to India for 2 weeks. Part of it was business meeting, and the rest was the training. So this is really what was helping me in achieving my ambition and aspiration, because I decided that this is going to be the step, and I worked to achieve this step.
And it is an interesting example, because you are highlighting here that for success, one needs to be empowered and remember that they cannot let the employer own one success. You have to invest in your direction and be loud as well as to where you want to go. So what would be your second example?
The world now is moving into digital transformation. Digital transformation is going to be the life. We live it every day. In the mobile apps for the bank, if you want to buy something from the grocery shops, it's mobile app. Everything is digital around you. So you have to be part of the game. You cannot be like doing the old things and expect different outcome and promote it. So I had to put my foot in the door. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? I did my researches. I contacted lots of people from my network, which is very important to have good network around you with different expertise. Then I was advised to get into a learning course. It was 9 months learning course. It's called Digital Transformation for Business. It's postgraduate diploma for digital transformation for business, because I'm not a technical person. I'm coming from the business side of things. And I didn't want to be excluded because I'm not business, I'm not technical. So I have to refine my skills. I have area of strength. I understand customers. I understand business. I understand team dynamics. I understand operational KPIs. So I have very good content to add on the table. I need to improve on the definition, understanding of the digital transformation and the parameters and the strategies, etc. So I put myself into this course. It was personal investment from my end, because I loved it. I wanted to do that. It was 9-month course. And the content was convenient for people like me who is non-tech but business oriented, and at the same time for tech people but non-business oriented. And I really learned a lot about the principles and the baseline, because this is very important for women. They might feel demotivated because they see perfection. So if I'm not tech and understand everybody, I will back off. No, you need to know your areas of strength. What do you need as a minimum or a baseline to manage your work, because you still have areas of strength. Then the experience will enrich this. So I went into this 9 months of online course diploma with MIT and Columbia Business School, very reputable, definitely universities. I learned a lot, and it was online. I did lots of homework, and I put lots of energy into that. Met a lot of people from different groups across the world. But I was hit with the graduation project with the COVID. It was a graduation project was in May, and COVID or the shutdown happened in March. No one planned for that. We need to get our teams. I'm a leader in Vodafone. I have big teams across centers. We need to get them working from home. We need to make sure that there's business stability. Voice was the first a Vodafone entity that works 100% during the pandemic, comparing to the rest of Vodafone. So it was a big success for us. The second thing is I'm a mother, I have 2 kids, and they have online schooling. It's chaotic, getting the credentials, making them work from home, online. So it was really, really very challenging period for me. But I have also the graduation project that's going to happen in 2 months. So to be honest, I said, Dina, I'm tired. Family, I have to put family first. Work needs to continue because I don't want to lose all, and for job security, I need to be there. And good leaders is what they show in tough time and during the ambiguity. So this is my most priority at that time. But what about me? The other part that I told you about life, my personal life. What I went into this diploma because I want to invest in myself. So the first thing I was like, I will deprioritize that because I have other priority and I don't have energy to do that. Then I said, no, this is not matching with what I'm gonna do. I decided that part of the life that I want to make for work-life balance, I need to make sure that it matches with my ambition and the contract that I signed with myself. It's only 2 months left, and what do I need to do? So for me, it was a kind of proper time management. I have weekends. I have working groups also assigned to me across the globe. So we started to assign tasks to ourselves. And I have been into lots of studies and certificates, but that was my biggest achievement happened for my life because it was hard. And when I deprioritized it, I really put it back into track. So I feel it is achievement that I did for myself, what I promised myself to do. And now I'm certified. I have the certificate. I learned a lot. I can get confidently into meeting talking about the digital transformation. I can easily link between the technology and the business. I am differentiated when I speak among others. People listen to me because I have the knowledge. So that was also another success story that I have as well with my team.
This is a great story which confirms that persistence is key. And if you want alignment with your true self, and succeed, at the end of the day, succeeding is not easy, right? No. You have to actually put the milestone and the work to actually achieve something. You know, all those great things we see around celebrity stars out there do not actually work with no work. And that takes me, you said you have a third example to share. And with your third example, it would be great if you could give us some key takeaway and conclusions as to what makes perfect or greater work-life balance or harmony. I hear often as well, work-life harmony.
The third example actually is another success story that I created for myself as well. It's about the work that I'm doing with women in voice network. So what happened is Vodafone, we have a very strong commitment towards developing female leaders. So I went into a development program for 6 months with a reputable company. I met lots of great leaders across the globe from different companies, and I learned a lot. But during the course, I thought like, why me? Why only me? I'm getting the best out of that, but I need others as well. To get into this step, it's really very difficult and it will filter lots of things, but the knowledge should be available for all. So after I finished the 6 months and there was like nice presentation where all women come on the stage and present what they learned and things like that, I was approached with someone in Vodafone as well. And she told me about establishing networks in Vodafone for women to help women. And she said, Dina, I guess you can do well in that. I said, but under which umbrella? Is it HR? She said, no. Vodafone encouraging employee-led networks, encouraging employees to drive change and be change champions. I said, really? I didn't know that, and things like that. Then I thought like, okay, how can I make it happen? So I started again. That's why it's part of work, because I used work tools, which is workplace, and the people around me and I related that to life and what I want to achieve in life. So I asked about, hey, I posted on Workplace, I'm thinking of creating a community of women in voice. We can talk about lots of things. If any volunteers can come and we can establish our network and things like that. And I found lots of people really, they want to get into that. So it was like an entrepreneurial thing that we started with the volunteers from scratch. So I put 30 minutes in the calendar for everybody. I said, only 30 minutes, what worse can happen? Let's connect 30 minutes and invest into that because this is our passion. And when people opt into things like that, it's not by obligation, they really like to do that. Then we started to create our community called Women Around the World. We said Vodafone and Voice is doing great to connect women and leaders to talk about career progression and transition. And there's no dull moment in Vodafone, and this is in Voice. And this is the beauty of working in Voice because of the diversified experiences, diversified backgrounds and challenges. So everybody is really learning from that.
So keeping motivated is very important. A clear lens as to where you are going is going to be also very crucial. So Dina, what would be your 3 takeaways? What would you like those wonderful women listening to this interview to remember about voice?
First of all is you need to think about your life as what you want to, as I mentioned, what you want to achieve and make you happy. And go beyond what you read in the books. Like it's life is your family and friends. No, life is what makes you happy, even if it's related to work. As I told you, my travel to India is related to work, but I really enjoyed. I really took lots of experience. I felt successful in that. So think about your life in a broader role. It's not only about family and friends, and don't disconnect that from work because it's a world of opportunity. You can build on what you have in work. The second thing is, and this is actually something new that's based on a book that I'm currently reading. It's called 13 Things Mentally Strong Women Shouldn't Do. Okay. One of the things that it's really very important, and I know that a lot of women tend to do is compare themselves to other women. So sometimes we help in demotivating ourselves. This is very bad. Do not compare yourself to another woman. Everyone is different. You said about the third thing. The third thing is you need to understand is company is going to help you. That's why you need to choose the right company. That's why I told you never dull moment in Voice. And Voice really believe in developing female leaders who have a goal. They are really very strict when it comes to this goal that they want to have more women leaders added on the table. You need really to develop yourself and to put yourself ahead and forward. So when the opportunity comes, you are the first one to be picked. The most important thing is you need to be happy, satisfied, feeling content. And this is what you want to do if you want to have work-life balance.
Well, Dina, thank you very much for your wise word. So much to unpack, but it's great to see that you have had now 25 years in Voice and still going. So thank you for today's discussion.
Yeah. As long as I'm learning, I feel happy and content, satisfied. I'm keeping being in Voice.
Thank you, Dina.
Thank you. Thank you so much.